Okay, so what is up guys? Welcome to Setup Tips episode 19. Today's video is a little special because it's different from my usual Setup Tips episodes. Basically, the format is going to be slightly different. And the reason for that is because today I'm talking about something that it's not something you generally notice in a lot of people's setups, but I want to talk about it anyways because this stuff is important as you level up in your video creation game and actually making videos, YouTube videos or whatever. The God of gods! What I want to talk about today is something called practicals. Practical lights, practical objects, basically things that are in the video but people don't really notice very quickly until you actually point it out. Or in some cases, these things are what you use to shoot the entire video in the situations of movies and short films. People actually shoot entire scenes with just practicals. A great example of a practical that you haven't noticed or that maybe you have is going to be the lamp off to my left shoulder right here. That's a CRE bulb inside of that lamp that I basically control with my phone, and I can choose what color that puts out. And that basically adds some sort of character to the background of my video and it makes it look better. If I turned it off right now, the video doesn't look as good as it does anymore. I mean, it still looks fine, it just doesn't look as interesting as it used to. Now, practicals can be lights, they could be LED bulbs, they could be screen bars, they could be lanterns or anything like that, that's fine. But you can actually also get practical lights or practical effects out of other things that are not actually light sources. For example, there's also a Satechi stand off to my left, right beside the lamp and the bulb, that's holding my iPad Air 4 that's basically on right now with a really nice shooting background image that just stays there and it looks nice. Notifications are going to pop up on that screen while I'm recording, but you wouldn't really see that. And I also have a bunch of lenses lined up underneath the lamp that are also serving as practicals. Another huge practical that I'm sure by now you have noticed since I've been talking about practicals is going to have to be the TV off to my left. It's showing some shooting backgrounds that are constantly changing and they look nice. They help to improve the relaxed feel of the entire setup while I'm making this video. And off to my right, you can see the Kagan Tech pillow with the logo that's just right there. Or maybe you can't see it properly. Now, one thing that I should point out is that something like the HTV that's showing the images that are constantly changing could be considered a distraction for a lot of people. But I think when you get to a certain stage in your video creation business and you're able to actually afford lenses that, for example, open up to 1.4 or 1.2 and still stay stack sharp, you can actually use your depth of field to keep stuff like that out of focus so it does not distract from the subject and people can actually focus on you and what you're trying to teach them or what you're trying to say in your YouTube videos. That's essentially most of what you need to know about using practicals to make your videos more interesting. Now, of course, there are also other ways that you can use practicals. For example, I have this RGB light wand, right, that I could use as a practical behind this video, or I could actually use it as a fill light for my video. I could actually take this light right now and go drop it somewhere in the background and use it to make the video look better. I'll show you. Now, of course, I'm sure if I actually had time to choose and decide, I would probably not choose that position for the light and I'll probably put it in a different color, but ultimately the idea is still the same thing. You can use different types of lights for your practicals and for your accent lightings, and you can drop them in different places to make your videos look more interesting. Even the plant that's off behind me is a great practical because it actually adds a little bit to the video. Another great example of practicals is going to have to be the screen bar lights that I use in my office, the LED strips behind the desk, and so on and so forth. You don't notice these things, but when you're actually shooting videos, they actually add a little bit of life and effect to your shoots. Ultimately, the point of this video is to tell you to try and add a little bit of life in the background and not just focus entirely on the person who is speaking. Now, of course, I understand that a lot of people like plain backgrounds. They like to use paper backgrounds or backdrops that are simply one color and keep everything bland so that the focus can be on them. But like I said, at some point in the future, when you actually can afford to make videos with more expensive equipment, like using a lens that opens up to a 1.2 or 1.4 and actually still stays stack sharp, you can pretty much shoot videos like this and use depth of field to get rid of the distractions that these practicals bring into your videos and keep your videos looking sweet. Anyways, my review of the Flash Shoot RGB video wand should be coming in the next few days. If you'd like to see that, please subscribe to this video and I will be giving one of this to one subscriber who actually states that they want this if this video is 200 likes. Thank you so much for watching, and I guess I will see you on another video that was shot by Kagan. Peace.
The God of gods!